Um, Obviously, it's pretty early on Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. I have to get up really early these days. And the hours that I have to get up change a little bit from day to day. So it's not like I have to get up at the exact same time every single day, which is why it's always very strange when the masturbating pervert from DMH, who Greenville has placed in Unit 88 directly next to mine, suddenly gets really agitated against the wall that his unit shares with mine. Whenever I happen to sit up in bed and start drinking coffee very early in the morning, that's still pretty much the middle of the night. And at the same time, as I'm sitting here right now, wrapping up my coffee drinking and scratching my eczema, the career harasser named Jasmine Irizarry, who the Greenville group has been sponsoring and placing in Unit 78 behind my kitchen sink since 2013, and who they keep referring to as their surveillance expert, has once again resumed her use of a directed energy device on my person. When I do that one certain thing that seems to literally make her go apeshit with her directed energy device, whenever I happen to do that one certain thing in the privacy of my unit. Multiple people over the last 10 years, I mean, I'm talking dozens, not just like 2 or 3 people, have informed me that there are surveillance devices in this unit, and they're not trying to be nice about it. They basically brag that they get to see everything I do in here, and they tell me that I'm a freak or that I'm this or that I'm that. They literally accurately describe things that I do in the privacy of this unit that they should have no knowledge of. One of those things is scratching my eczema. I have really bad eczema and I have the right to scratch it in the privacy of my living space. But that is something that seems to trigger the career psychopath named Jasmine Irizarry that the Greenville group has been sponsoring in and around Unit 78 since 2013. Irizarry was officially and apparently moved out of Unit 78 by Oleg Galisev, the property manager, in 2022, which was now 2 years ago. But he confirmed when I asked him directly whether or not Irizarry continues to live in this building. He confirmed that she does, that she continues to be housed in this building, but is not in 78. However, Greenville has been deliberately keeping Unit 78, located behind my bathroom and behind my kitchen sink, vacant and empty for 2 years now. Nobody has lived in Unit 78 consistently since Irizarry was moved out in 2022. It's very strange that the Greenville group would keep a large unit with its own private bathroom permanently vacant and empty for 2 years, aside from a few weeks last summer when their maintenance manager stayed there briefly. I think he was there for a month and then he left. And Irizarry continues to dox her physical presence directly behind this wall right here, which is the wall of my kitchen sink. Over the last hour, ever since I woke up quietly without an alarm and sat here on my bed drinking my coffee and scratching my eczema, which seems to trigger Irizarry, she's been using a directed energy device from somewhere behind that wall, because there's also a tremendous amount of marijuana smoke and cigar smoke. It's always like this combination of marijuana and cigar smoke. It's a really gritty, nasty, trashy smoke odor coming from behind that wall right there, and it's not coming from the hallway. I'm actually going to go back out into the hallway right now to make sure that the smoke is not coming from the hallway, but it never does, because when it is filling this corner right here over by the window and over by my sink, then it's not coming from the hallway, because the door to the hallway is all the way over here. All the way over here. And Irizarry likes to dox her physical presence in the bathroom behind my kitchen sink by deliberately smoking, burning, and propagating intense amounts of cigar and marijuana smoke that literally fill that corner over by the sink. But you can't smell it over here. Why is the light down the hall on? Oh, I smell it over here. So it's coming from right there. Whew, that is some strong stuff. Yeah, it's coming from 78 behind this wall. Even though 78 is supposed to be vacant and empty, there's frequently somebody in there smoking, and then it fills this area right here with smoke. It fills this, yeah, you can smell it right here. Yeah, so but I don't smell it over here by the door. So it's literally coming from 78 because I can smell it most strongly over by my kitchen sink. Um, and at the same time, there's no heat in this unit, so I've had to keep the burner on my stove going for warmth. And the water has developed a very oily, thick, slimy feel over the last 20 minutes or so while I've been trying to fill water bottles with it. So again, there's a lot of craziness going on, and it's only like 4:30 in the morning. And already the water to this tap is now oily, thick, slimy, and greasy. I keep saying that there's somebody contaminating the water to this tap because back in 2019, somebody who lives in the bathroom behind this wall right here accessed the intake pipe to my unit, to my bathroom, and conducted a lot of plumbing work against that intake pipe for 2 hours on a Sunday afternoon. Um, Back then, I had lived in this unit for 8 years and had never had any issues with the safety or usability of the tap water. And after that 2 hours worth of plumbing work was conducted against the intake pipe to that kitchen sink, which also feeds this bathroom right here, that is when the water started to smell really foul based on what I was trying to do with it. So obviously the surveillance devices that everybody keeps telling me are in this unit was allowing the whoever was accessing the pipes to this unit to leach or pump in some type of contamination, which is easy to do if you have a saddle valve, easy, cheap, common piece of hardware that you can clamp around any intake pipe to any bathroom or kitchen. And then once you've clamped the saddle valve around that intake pipe, you can attach a nozzle because saddle valves have nozzle attachments. And then you can pump in whatever filth, contamination, and toxic chemicals that you want into that water. It's very easy to do. It's plumbing 101. Just Google saddle valve. Okay. And then all you need to do to have the saddle valve around a pipe is punch a hole in the drywall, or just access that pipe underneath a sink or behind a toilet or whatever. And you can literally pump in whatever filth and contamination you want into any water supply to any residence or building. That's what's been happening. It was not me who came up with the idea of a saddle valve. It was a former maintenance manager who said, well, maybe she's using a saddle valve. Irizarry herself has admitted to being a, quote, structural engineer who solves problems. And she has put that in writing on social media. So by structural engineer, I'm assuming she means plumber, right? So she's a plumber, or she has plumbing know-how, then she can easily contaminate the water to this unit, which also has the intake pipe that feeds the bathrooms on the same floor down the hall, which is why sometimes the water to the common bathrooms and to those showers stinks foul immediately when I try to rinse out shampoo from my hair. And the foul smells always happen when I have already been in the shower for 20 to 25 minutes and I'm covered with soap and shampoo and I'm trying to rinse off, which means that the only smell that should be happening at that time is the shampoo and the soap and the conditioner, because I'm already clean. The smell doesn't come from me. And when I do have to jump into another shower just to rinse off for 5 minutes, that water does not stink, which means obviously it is location specific based on where I happen to be showering. Right now, there's somebody smoking intense amounts of marijuana and cigar smoke from behind that wall right there. And it's just absolutely coming from 78. It was filling the front stairwell and not anywhere over by my door. So that means that it's 78. It's coming from 78. Irizarry can pick locks. She's deliberately picked the lock to my own unit while I've been physically inside of this unit on multiple occasions, because she likes people to know that she's a criminal, right? That's all she has. Criminals are stupid when they dox their own criminal activities by deliberately engaging in criminal acts directly in front of you. And Irizarry, being a mentally disturbed psychopath, falls into that category. Why is my entire bathroom and living space filled with cigar smoke right now? It's 4:30 in the morning, and that unit is supposed to be vacant and empty, but there's someone smoking in it.
Hello, you've reached the Greenville Real Estate Group. Our office hours are from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Our office is currently closed. If this is an emergency,
It's also
please press
filling my
1.
bathroom.
Otherwise, press 2 to leave a voicemail for the front office. After the tone, please leave a detailed message with your name and number so we may get back to you when we return.
Hi there. It's right around 4:40 a.m. on Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. I'm calling from Unit 89 to report that there is somebody in and around the premises of Unit 78 that you guys have been keeping deliberately vacant and empty now for 2 years. And that person is deliberately burning and propagating some type of really gritty smelling and nasty smoke that smells like a combination of marijuana and cigar smoke. And that is the same smoke and fume smell that Irizarry has been propagating from the bathroom of 78 into my living space and into my bathroom since 2013 when you moved her into Unit 78 back in 2013. As you know, you continue to house Jasmine Irizarry, your sponsored psychopath, in this building, in the 5 Union Ave building, and she continues to be able to access the permanently vacant premises of Unit 78 that was her unit for 10 years before you moved her out in 2022. There's definitely somebody in Unit 78 right now because the smoke and the fumes are not coming from the hallway outside of my door, but they are filling the area of the front stairwell that shares a wall space with Unit 78 pretty intensely right now. So that means that the smoke and the fumes are coming from Unit 78. And because Jasmine Irizarry has deliberately picked the lock to my own door, while I've been inside that door, watching her opening it from the outside, she's done this several times. It is not a stretch of the imagination to assume that she is able to pick the lock to her former unit, particularly since it's being deliberately kept vacant and empty by you guys. And then she engages in the same exact pattern of harassment and smoke and fume propagation into my bathroom and my kitchen area now, as she did during the 10 years that she lived in Unit 78 and in that bathroom specifically. There is no way right now that my entire kitchen area and bathroom could be filling up with intense amounts of marijuana and cigar smoke. With nobody smoking in the hallway outside of my door and no smoke or fumes coming from the hallway outside of my door, unless there was somebody in and around the premises of Unit 78 right now, which you guys are deliberately keeping vacant and empty. So again, it is entirely possible that somebody can be accessing the permanently vacant premises of 78 during off hours and late at night by picking the lock, because there's nobody living in that unit. Nobody is residing in Unit 78 right now, which means that anybody who knows how to pick a lock can physically access those premises and then get disruptive against my bathroom wall and against the wall behind my kitchen sink, which is exactly what's happening right now. Over the last 30 minutes, also, somebody has resumed using a directed energy device on my person while I've been quietly sitting in bed, drinking coffee, and engaging in one activity that seems to trigger Irizarry the psychopath into using her directed energy device every single time I do that one particular thing, which is basically just to scratch my skin. She has some kind of an issue with that. And whenever I do that, especially in the privacy of my unit, late at night, early in the morning, Irizarry starts using her directed energy device to electronically harass me while I'm quietly minding my own business in the privacy of my unit. If you have any questions, you know my phone number. Once again, I'm calling from Unit 89. It is 4:40 a.m. on a Wednesday, and nobody should be filling my entire bathroom and kitchen area with such intense amounts of marijuana and cigar smoke that I actually had to open the door to the hallway to get fresh air in here because the smoke and the fumes are not coming from the hallway. They are not coming from the hallway. They're coming from the bathroom of 78 because that is the only location where somebody could possibly be filling both my kitchen area and my entire bathroom at the same time with some really nasty smelling smoke that is affecting my voice right now, forcing me to open the door to the hallway. If you have any questions, again, you know my phone number. I am recording this voicemail for legal purposes and will be following up with an email to you and your attorneys. Thank you.